Hey up everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. I hope you're all well on this Monday. Tonight's video is going to be the Cronulla-Sutherland Sharks 2020 season review video. I've done reviews of all the other teams, so going from 16th place up to 1st place. Obviously I can't do the clubs up the top of the table at the moment because they're still going, and teams in the finals I still can't do the review for them. But for Cronulla, their season's over. It ended over the weekend. They lost 32 points to 20 against Canberra in the elimination final. Cronulla finished the year in 8th place and qualified for the finals. Now, before the year began, I predicted Cronulla to finish 9th. I thought that they'd be one of the teams that would just finish outside the finals. But they got that 8th place and they were knocked out by Canberra. So we'll get into the review now. Now, the start of the year for Cronulla, it couldn't have gotten any worse for them. They lost 4 of their first 5 matches, and also they had Josh Morris trying to get out of his contract with Cronulla because he come up with some excuse and said, I want to play with me brother. And then the NRL went, okay, rubber stamp, you get to play for Eastern Suburbs. So they were without Josh Morris, I think, after about round 5 or round 6. Also, one of their up-and-coming stars and one of their, you can see, future prospects, Bronson Xerri. He was found to have done anabolic steroids and he's currently looking at a 4-year ban. So he missed the entire year, which is a massive blow because up until that point, Bronson Xerri looked like a player of the future, but now he's not going to be a player of anything. He's going to be on the sidelines for 4 years, I'm guessing, because the evidence against him is quite strong. It wasn't until you could see after round 5 that things started to really click for Cronulla. They ended up winning 3 matches in a row. They beat Canterbury. They had the big win in the Battle of the Beaches, which even surprised me. They beat Manly 40 points to 22. And then they had the big win over the Gold Coast, 40 points to 10. And then they were brought back down to 8th the following week. They lost 56 points to 24 against Penrith. Now, at that stage, I knew that Cronulla weren't going to win the Premiership because no team in 112 years of the competition in Australia has won the Premiership after conceding 50 points in a game. But then they responded the next week very well. They won 46 points to 10 against New Zealand. Now, for the rest of the year, there was a chance that maybe Cronulla could miss out on the top 8, but they sealed their finals place with a 22 points to 14 win over New Zealand at Kogarah Oval. And then to close out the year, they had you could see a gutsy loss to Eastern Suburbs, 34 points to 18. Then they were beaten by Canberra's reserve grade team. I was calling it the Mount Pritchard Mounties against Newtown game because Cronulla also had some players out. And then obviously they lost the elimination final against Canberra. So when you actually look at their year, they didn't beat any team in the top 8 once this year. They only beat teams either around them or below them. Another thing about Cronulla this year is that they conceded over 20 points in a match 10 times. I think this year with Cronulla, the attack side of their play wasn't a problem, wasn't an issue, because they could score points. There was no bother about that. But what the big issue with Cronulla this year was their defence. And even in that elimination final game when they were up 14 points to 6, you just had the feeling that they were going to leak points. And it's happened throughout the year. Even against Brisbane, who finished as the Wooden Spooners, Cronulla conceded 24 points against them. Now, I'm just going to go into some of their players and some of their best performers of the year. I definitely see some of their best performers of the year was Sean Johnson. I thought Sione Couture on the wing had a smashing year. I thought Connor Tracy had a good season. Now, not many people might know too much about Connor Tracy, but I remember him when he was touted as a future prospect, and he had a lot of bad injuries, and He spent most of his time playing for North Sydney, where I used to go watch him play. He couldn't quite get into that South team, and then he ended up signing with Cronulla, and now he's kind of gone from strength to strength there. You got Siosifa Talakai. He's probably the redemption story of the year. He hadn't played a game of first grade since 2017. He was on the scrap heap. South released him. He went to Penrith, didn't get a game with them. And then Newtown signed him. He spent a year with them last year, won the New South Wales Cup. And then he got a contract to play with Cronulla, and he seized it with both hands. Wade Graham, he'll never let you down. He had a good year. I thought Hamlin Ueli, he was good once again. I really like Hamlin Ueli. One of the signings of the year, one of the rookies of the year, Toby Rudolph. I thought he had a smashing year, Toby Rudolph. And the hooker Brealey, I thought he had a good year as well. On paper, when you look at their team, they've got a lot of talent, and they've got a lot of good players. But I think one thing about Cronulla that they have to work on in the off season is definitely the defence, because they've shown us many times this year that they can score points, but they just can't defend. If I was to go into some of their best wins of the year, I'd definitely see one of their best wins of the year was the Battle of the Beaches game against Manly. Manly's had the win over Cronulla pretty much since Cronulla's been in the competition, and when Cronulla do win a game against Manly, it is quite rare, but to win 5 points to 22 up at the Central Coast, that was a great win. That I think also their win against New Zealand was also another good win of the year. They were playing against a team that they had everything to play for. They were going for that top 8 spot. They were on a bit of a roll, New Zealand, and Cronulla really dug in deep, and they ended up winning that game 22 points to 14. I'd see probably the worst moments of the year were definitely the 2 games that they played against Penrith. They lost 56 points to 24 in the first encounter, and then they lost 38 points to 12 in the next. Their results against the top 8 teams, as I said, were great. I mean, they lost 38 points to 10 against Newcastle. And then they also, they had some, you could see, close and bad losses against some of the other top 8 teams. I definitely see going into next year that Cronulla will once again be looking to qualify for the finals. I think that's the club has the players to do so. This is the second year in a row that they've gone out in the first week of the finals. I think if I was a Cronulla fan, I would declare this season a success. Considering the way that they started the year, they lost 4 of their first 5 matches. As I said, 2 of their best players, one of them was suspended for the entire year. The other one, he ended up leaving to go to Eastern Suburbs. They had a few injuries along the way. So I think to make the finals with all that adversity, I think it's is a success for Cronulla this year. Going on my crystal ball for next year, as I said, I think that they can definitely make the finals next year. I'm not too sure if they're going to be a premiership contender, but if they can hold on to this squad and they can work on a few areas, I think that they'll definitely be playing finals again next year. Now, just before I go, I'd just like to give a couple of shout outs to some YouTubers. The first one is Nick from Australia. He does tipping videos, he does live videos, reaction videos. He's got the corner post. The next one's the Bundy chick. She's another rugby league YouTuber. You've also got Isaac Ritchie, who is a computer genius and a Penrith supporter. You've got the next YouTube channel that you should go check it out is NRL Vid 090. He recently just did a video where we went out and watched South Sydney and Newcastle play. Also, another channel you should go check out is Beyond the Try Line. Another one is She the True Blue Aussie. He's a Cronulla fan. Go check him out. I think he's over 100 subscribers at the moment. You've also got the Greasy Gamer. Go check him out. And also, last but not least, go check out Jai's NRL Stuff. That's Jai's NRL Stuff. He's a South Sydney supporter. and he does a number of rugby league videos. Sometimes he goes to the games and films the games, so go check him out. Anyways, everyone, that's me Cronulla-Sutherland 2020 season review. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button, and if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, click that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you get an email when I do a new video. Anyways, everyone, I'm going to get out of here and stay tuned for my next season review, which is coming out tomorrow probably. It's going to be Newcastle. Anyways, everyone, catch us all later. Tatty bye.